another tasty episode of Earth to Rocco. Today we're going to be making a tofu pot pie that proves that plant-based meals can be both satisfying and flavorful. The golden, flaky crust offers a satisfying crunch that complements the creamy and velvety texture of the filling perfectly. Customize this recipe however you want to make your own delicious pot pie. Not only is this a comfort food meal, but it's super healthy as well. Time to get started. I already prepared my crispy tofu, and this is how I did it. First, take a block of extra firm tofu and gently squeeze out any excess water with a tea towel. Then rip apart the tofu into small chunks in a bowl. Put in some soy sauce, salt, garlic powder, dried sage, and poultry seasoning. Mix it all together. Then take a small tray and grease it lightly with some oil. Spread the tofu around evenly across the tray. Bake it in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes and then set it aside for later. I have a deep frying pan and I'm going to turn the stove on to a medium-high heat. In the pan, I'm going to drizzle some extra virgin olive oil. And now I'm going to put in some carrot, onion, and celery. I'm just going to saute this until the onions are slightly translucent. So this has been frying up for about 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm now going to add in some garlic. I'm also going to put in some diced potatoes. So we'll just give that a quick stir. Now I'm going to put in some dried sage, garlic powder, poultry seasoning, salt, and some black pepper. We'll give that another quick stir. I'm going to pour in some white wine. So I just lowered the heat to medium, and I'm going to allow the white wine to reduce until we can no longer smell the alcohol. So it took about 2 or 3 minutes for our wine to reduce. Now I'm going to add in some chopped cremini mushrooms. We're just going to allow the mushrooms to soften. Our mushrooms have softened and reduced to about half the size. I'm now going to pour in some vegetable broth. I reserved a little bit of the vegetable broth because I'm going to make a cornstarch slurry to thicken the filling. So while I'm waiting for this to come to a boil, I'll make the cornstarch slurry. I'm going to combine some cornstarch with the rest of the vegetable broth and just whisk it together very quickly. Now our mixture has come to a boil, and I'm going to add in some frozen peas. I'm also going to put in the cornstarch slurry. So we'll just stir everything up. So I'm going to lower the heat to medium and allow this to thicken up to a gravy-like consistency. So our filling has thickened up quite nicely. I'm just going to toss in our crispy tofu. I'm going to turn off the heat and allow this to cool for about 5 minutes. Today I'm using a store-bought vegan puff pastry dough for my pot pie. So I have my casserole dish, which is about 8 by 8 inches. I'm going to use the casserole dish to measure out how big to cut my puff pastry dough. I'm going to lay the dish face down on the dough. Cut around the casserole dish, leaving about 1/2 inch around the outside. I'll save the rest of this for something else. Let's go grab our filling. We'll ladle the filling into the casserole dish. Now we can place the puff pastry dough on top. With a spoon, I'm going to tuck the dough into the edges of the pie. I'm just going to make a few steam vents across the top. So before I put this in the oven, I'm just going to place it on a cookie sheet that I lined with parchment paper. Just taking precautions in case there's any spills. And now we can bake it. Bake it in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 to 45 minutes until the crust is puffy and lightly golden. Allow it to cool for about 15 minutes before serving. I'm just gonna dig right in. That's so good. The filling has the perfect blend of savory and umami notes. The spices add a warm and earthy element to the dish. They play a key role in creating that familiar and comforting taste associated with pot pies. This will definitely be devoured tonight. I'm really happy we came up with this recipe so I can no longer feel like I'm missing out on pot pie. Feel free to mix it up however you want with your own blend of vegetables and plant-based proteins. If you liked today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with my latest recipes. Head on over to earth2rocco.com for the ingredients and instructions for today's tofu pot pie. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.